Good evening, folks. Hardball Crazy coming out of the video. Sorry for the lack of videos of lately. I've been really busy work. My work, the holidays is the busiest time of the year, and I also doing some cataloging on my cards and such. So I've been spending my time, my baseball card time, with cataloging and the database. I have a couple cards, a few cards to show off. Got in the mail, a couple pre-war cards. That's 93 and 94 pre-war cards in my collection, plus a few newbies, new ones, new cards, modern day stuff that I'll show off too. But tonight, you can see by the video, I'm doing a little bit of a different video. Hopefully, I won't ruffle too many feathers. I probably will, because I think this needs to be said, and I'm not afraid to speak my mind. Do a little hardball crazy commentary. I don't watch football at all anymore. NFL, there's litany of reasons I don't watch the NFL over anymore. I don't want to go over it. I don't want to be too negative and Nancy. But I got to mention something about Tom Brady. First of all, I was doing a search on ComC, and one of his cards mistakenly popped up on one of my searches, and I was rather shocked how high the prices were. It's like he's got to be the most overpriced, excluding the new guys like cards of the 2016 to recent. We're all put hype. He's got to be the most overpriced football card there is. You can all go say, yeah, Super Bowls, blah blah blah, GOAT, blah 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 blah. But if you're looking for his rookie card, you do the nasty bad ones are $60 maybe, 100, all of most are over 100 and $200 raw and traded beyond that. I don't want to find out what PSA 9s or PSA 10 Tom Brady rookie cards are. Gotta be crazy high price. But I think, dude, that high? They're common cards. Pretty much all of them are, none of them are short prints or numbered cards. And they're like plenty of them. I looked on Beckett, there's 45 different Tom Brady rookie cards. 45! You all paying 100, $200 for a card at 99 score? Really? Fleer? These are common cards. Nothing great about them. Some are ugly. Some are better looking. Airbrush Michigan cards are ugh. But some are okay looking. But 45 different rookie cards? They're like 100, $200? Holy shit. Pardon my French. I think that's crazy outpriced prices. Yeah, Super Bowls, blah, blah, blah. Records, blah, blah, blah. 45 cards from 2000. Jesus, criminy. You have choices. My second reason why I think is the most overpriced rookie card there is Tom Brady's legacy himself. I've got to say this because I'm going to ruffle a few fellows. So we know for sure, by fact, that the Patriots and Tom Brady from the first Super Bowl victory, they were guilty of Spygate, right? There's no debate now. We know that for sure, right? And we know for sure about Deflategate. You may want to debate it, didn't help, blah, blah, blah. If it was totally innocent, why did Tom Brady smash his cell phone? There's something in there he's hiding. Whether it's something that's that with good at that or something personal, he's hiding something. Why would he smash his cell phone? So we know for sure Deflategate and Spygate. Plus his personal trainer has been banned by the Patriots and by his business practices, Belichick, and he's had run-ins with the FTC with his false claims, and there's just shady practices altogether. And so got me thinking, what if you put Brady's record of, transgressions, I guess, to baseball terms? So basically he was same guilty of Deflategate, he's guilty of corking his bat. Yeah. Spygate? Well, guess what? It's pretty much the Houston Astros trash can controversy. Patriots knew exactly what their team's coming with plays and everything. Pretty much the same. And, he's about as guilty and linked towards PEDs as much as we know. We don't know about Sheffield. Bonds, we assume. Clemens, we assume. But we as much links with personal traders or safety traders of those guys. So, yeah, he's a GOAT. Yeah. No. I don't think his legacy is going to live greatly and beyond. I think still, I don't know. I have to get it off my chest. He's no GOAT. He's shady. He's sketchy. And on top of that, he's a poor loser. When he loses, he gets bad plays, he rants and raves like an 8-year-old kid prevention. Doesn't shake the other quarterback's hand if he loses occasionally. Yeah, he's a high class citizen, high class player. He's a no. But the media, he's the golden child. He's the chosen one. So the media and everybody in the NFL says, "Oh, let's praise Tom Brady and his championships and his Super Bowls and his records." That's what the media is trying to force us down his throat. But if you look at the bigger picture, he's no GOAT. Goats don't do that shit. I'm sorry. Anyways, I don't want to be too negative, Nancy. I had to get those off chest and give you something to ponder. Between that and his price of cards, his cards are way overpriced. Rookie cards are way overpriced. I think beyond his retirement, you can get his cards a lot cheaper than you can now. We're just living in the middle of hype. It's not like a Michael Jordan, LeBron. He's going to live on the line. We're living in a hype right now. Where everybody's waiting, it's like, is there a lot of them? There's got to be a ton of them on the market in collectors' hands. Everybody's going to, all of a sudden, in induction ceremony, say, you know what? Let's cash in my Tom Brady rookie cards. And all of a sudden, the market gets flooded with Tom Brady rookie cards because there's got to be a ton of them out there. Ton of them. This is like Mike Trout, who's got like 7 rookie cards. And some are numbered and some are harder to find. 45! They're common cards. Fleer, Score, Pacific, Paramount. Stuff like that. Fleer Ultra, Upper Deck, Bowman. How many stuff was produced back then? This isn't the post-baseball strike limited production run. Everybody made football cards in 2000. There was like 6 companies that made like 10 cents a piece. Or something like that. It'd probably be a little hyperbole. Anyways, moving on. I don't want to be too of a negative Nancy. The other big news of late is for baseball, and I'm the baseball guy, is that Negro Leagues, baseball announces the Negro Leagues official stats. I think that's great news. The only reason why these guys did not play in the major leagues is because the color of their skin, and to be honest, some of those teams is probably better than a lot of those major league teams. A lot of those players are probably better than the major league teams. Some of those all-stars, white all-star teams in the 40s probably weren't all-stars or starters if baseball was fully integrated. We all know that. But stats-wise, I don't think that stats we will officially know for, all of a sudden Satchel Paige is in the all-time winning leader, or Josh Gibson the all-time home run leader. Supposedly, Josh Gibson hit 800 home runs. Maybe didn't. But is that all throughout all the exhibitions and official games and tours and all the leagues he ever played on? So his 800 runs means Babe Ruth or Hank Aaron hit 800 home runs if count every exhibitions and All-Stars and World Series, so kind of apples to apples. Take anything away from Josh Gibson. We know he's an all-time great, and Satchel Paige, we know he's an all-time great. But let's look at the quantified numbers, and they're doing seamheads.com. They're doing official leagues, so we don't know. They got a lot of box scores they're going through, so we know for sure Willie Mays, instead of at 660, probably at 661. We add these numbers to these guys' totals. I think the Hall of Famers, their legacies are already there. The traditional stat guys, MLB, probably think, oh, no. But to be honest, I think they count. Count the old Federal League teams of 14 and 15 in baseball in the Major League stats. You should count these because these are, at least in the 30s and 40s, when the National Negro League and National American League, these are just as good probably as the American League and the National League leagues. Pretty close. Buddy of mine mentioned about Japanese stats. We'll add Sadaroho or Ichiro stats in Japan. Thing is, there's a little bit of apples and oranges there. I think that level of play is a little less than the old Negro Leagues modern day. And two, Ichiro and Sadaro, I believe, if they really wanted to come to U.S., they could have. We never denied them earlier. Not like MLB denying, and not of Josh Gibson and Satchel Paige's earlier, and Cool Papa Bell's, Oscar Charleston's, and et cetera, et cetera. So they clearly denied them. And Sadaro Hole is saying 1975 or 1970 or something, says, I'm going to play in major leagues. I bet there's a few major league teams would give him a legit tryout and see what happens. There was a pitcher back in the 80s, the mid 80s. I remember when I was in junior high school or high school who tried out for the Brewers, who came from Japan, was in spring training, and but he was like the last cut or last couple of cuts and didn't make the team, so he went back to Japan, I assume. But I remember that little bit of a history. I can't remember exactly. But the legacies are set with all that, so I don't think the numbers are going to crunch and be different. Uh, but I was thinking maybe I'll add, maybe look at Don Newcomb or something like that, who maybe closer to maybe add his numbers. Like, oh, it's a lot better than we thought it was, but he only pitched a couple of years in the Eagle League. So I was thinking two players, I show card to each of them, that I think would help benefit the most would be the guys, the stars in the Negro leagues in those era, like especially in the 30s and 40s. Ended up playing, get integrated in the major leagues or in the minor leagues, and all of a sudden it combined the stats and looks combined the records. All of a sudden, whoa, they're a lot better than we thought they are. I think that's the players I think is going to benefit the most. The Hall of Famers, their legacies are set, and a couple extra home runs or whatever. I don't think it's going to, or a home, Josh Gibson's home run total official of say 250 or whatever. We don't know. It's hard to quantify. There we already know the greatness of Josh Gibson. But I'm going to mention two guys here. I have playing days cards of. One's a minor league card, one's a major league card of old Negro leaguers. First of all is Sam Jethro, Sam the Jet Jethro. In the 1940s, he played Cleveland Buckeyes and I think one other team, and he was pretty much a perennial leader in stolen bases and batting average, and he led the league and led the teams into the Negro League World Series multiple times. And add that to his first 2 years in the major leagues of leading the league in stolen bases and have a high average and runs and rookie of the year. He's still the oldest rookie of the year ever in major league history, like age 30 or something like that. But by the time third year came around, as being a speedster, his age kind of crept up to him, and so it kind of fell off quickly. But if you take that, add the whole 1940s where he was pretty much the top players and speed stars of the Negro Leagues in the 40s. Well, wow, he's a lot better player than we think he is. I think I don't say he's a Hall of Famer, but maybe he's more of an all-time great than we think he is. I think Sam Jethro should get a lot more love in baseball history and the hobby than it is. I think hopefully the new stats and the new records combining with the MLB will help him out a lot. This is the things I kind of hoping for when they combine the stats into one and allowing the Negro League stats part of the Major League stats. The other guy I want to mention is Artie Wilson. He's a Reamers bred in the Oakland Oaks. In the 1940s, he was the Black Barons. He was considered in the 40s the top shortstop for many years throughout the decade. And along with Jethro, he was one of the league leaders in stolen bases and batting average, and he was known to very well turning double play in the infield. He had a cup of coffee with the New York Giants, didn't hit very well. We put Oakland Oaks. He integrated the Pacific Coast League with the Oakland Oaks. Played there for a while, won batting titles there. And I think he should be guarded. And in 1948, I don't know how many at bats he officially has, but he's hit over 400. If you consider his stats, he might be the actual, not Ted Williams, as the last man hit 400 for a regular season. Of course, probably Ted Williams had more at bats than Wilson did. But you're gonna say, what about another bats? Blah blah blah. But then again, how many would Ted Williams hit 400 if it was fully integrated in 1941? If you had Phage Satchel Pages of the world, there's still something to ponder. So I kind of hope that Artie Wilson gets more love in baseball and the hobby. Maybe, with show the stats, say the last 400 hitter, maybe list them both. not say one or the other. List them both. I think that's a good thing. Let the reader uh, decide what they want to honor. Honor both of them. Honor both. Both were great feats, and let them both be honored and celebrated for the greatness that they are. Artie Wilson and Sam Jethro, I think, are great ball players, but just didn't get the opportunity in MLB. But now that their Negro League stats are and accolades are fully accepted in the Major League Baseball, which I think they should be, because they were a Major League Baseball league, not the traditional American League or National League, but they're a Major League Baseball league, and the talent was just probably just as good as the others. And let them get celebrated, and let them be honored, and let them be collected, and let them be hopefully have new fans. That's my commentary. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope I didn't ruffle a few feathers of the first part. And thank you for watching. Have a good night.